Well, you did it. You made it through week 1 of the class. You created your Google site shell for this class, which will be the place where I'm going to be able to view everything that you do. Here, you submitted your address, so I can just click on it on your next to your name. And you also included your first official project inside of your Google shell, and that was to reflect on the course outcomes and identify your top 10 list of things that you personally want to learn more about, either because you just want to or because you feel like you need to, or both. So that was week 1. Here in week 2, you actually have 3 projects to complete. Now that your Google shell is finished, you're going to start populating it with things that relate specifically to this course and the outcomes for this course. The first thing you're going to do is make a social presence page about you, more details about yourself that you're going to communicate to me and the rest of the class about you. And I have some specific items that you're going to address when you create this, either a web page that addresses those items, or you can do something a little more creative, and that's create a Canva, kind of a Canva multimedia file about you. And you'll embed that on a page in your Google site. So you can pick to do just a page or to create an About Me presentation in Canva and embed that in the page. The other project that you're going to do is related, and that is you're going to create a really short storytelling video, also about yourself, but it's a story that reflects an important thing about you, either becoming a teacher or wanting to become a teacher, or at least you wanting to look at a career in the field of education. And it'll be a very short little story that you're going to tell. And I have some information on the website this week about storytelling and about what you might want to include in a story, or at least how you might want to structure it. So you'll be doing that, and then you'll just quickly create a YouTube channel, upload the video to the YouTube channel, and then embed that video either on your About Me page, or you can create a separate page to just embed the video on. And I have a couple of reflection items related to making videos or telling stories with videos that I want you to consider. And finally, you're going to do a third project that has to do with your students. So those previous 2 were about you, and this is about your students, either your students you currently teach now, or if you're not a teacher yet, students that you want to teach in the future, like a population of students that you want to, hopefully be working with when you are out in the field professionally. So you'll just identify that, and then you're going to do a little bit of research on who they are and what are some of the important characteristics that define them as individuals, as well as cultural elements that likely contribute to how they see the world and how they might see the world within your classroom. So those are the 3 related things that you're going to be doing, and they're all going to live within the me and my students submenu that you've already created in your Google site. So those are the 3 things that you're going to make, and I just want to say a quick word before you get started about why I want you to start with doing these kinds of things. And the most important thing I can say about that is that understanding yourself and knowing your students is absolutely crucial for you making the best decisions about how you might design and implement strategies to help them learn what it is you want them to learn. Going back to some of the course notes about where strategies come from. How does a teacher decide what might be best for the particular students in their class? Well, it starts with learning theory, And there are specific elements to learning theories that address the types of learners that you're going to have in your classroom or that you already have in your classroom. And then learning theories are used to inform instructional theories. And those would be broad approaches to how it might be most effective to help that population learn. And then from those instructional theories come instructional models. And those are the models that are used to apply learning theory to what a teacher might decide to do, and what approach they might decide to take depending on who their students are and what subject area they're teaching, what content area they're going to be immersed in, and what they have decided is important for the students to learn. And all of that translates into daily strategies that, again, are things that you as an educator are responsible for defining for your students. And so it all starts and it ends with who are your students and who are you within that whole dynamic? You know, where do you come from? That certainly is an important consideration when you're trying to make good decisions about how best to structure, you know, these experiences for your students. So that's why we're starting with this information. Knowing your students is going to be probably one of the most important things you can do early in the process of helping students learn. So this is one way to provide you with some tools that might help with that process. So good luck. As always, let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about these projects.